Let's talk about meaning. Let's talk about purpose, value, your worth and self, and how we can cultivate that, live a better life, live a determined life where we focus on our goals, move to them, and man, build great people, communities, social lives all around that. That's what we're talking about today on today's Daily Awesome Podcast. It is September 13th. It's actually 9 p.m. in Austin, Texas, and we are on our MD Excellence call. Man, great times. Guys, if you're new to this channel, if you're watching this for the first time, consider subscribing, but also more importantly, click the free stuff link that we have down below in the description. Now in that description, we also have our show notes, which they're all time coded. There's a lot of awesome stuff to do, so you can sift through, the different talking points that we have within here. But on that free stuff link, it's really cool because you can download our programs on being social. You can download our free video programs on bettering your life in all these different ways, our PDFs, and also get into our communities, our Austin Men's Development groups, our AMD Plus groups, and our paid group, the MD Excellence, where this call is being recorded and we have live calls. We have like over 20 calls a week or 20 hours of live calls a week where you can chime in and actually get in touch with what we're doing. We believe in excellence and living the best possible life. And that's what we do as a community. It's really awesome. In any case, guys, let's get to what we're talking about. Now, on these calls that are on these podcasts that are recorded live on calls, they're done live. They're done in one take. If you miss something, make sure you check out those show notes and make sure you get involved in our communities. But what we're talking about here actually came down to self-responsibility and to ownership, about how we are so unwilling to put our lives out there when we pursue a goal or something to better our lives. And oftentimes we talk about that usually our desire to live a better life has almost everything to do with the pain that we're in right now. Where this came down to is we were actually workshopping with one of our clients about what he was doing and why he keeps hitting walls. This guy is actually getting results with his social life, with his financial life, with his goals, his determination, all these different things, man. That he's hitting all these records. But the problem is he's not doing it with himself. And not to make this crude or anything, but we put a podcast out with the TSL podcast. If you're interested in dating, sex, and relationships, check that out. But there was a video we did that was called, "Whose Dick Are You Fucking With?" See, we search for our goals, for a dollar bill, for a sense of adoration, for something to mean something with us. And we confuse that drive behind it, that drive of that social urge or that desire to do better or whatever it is actually defined by what other people think we are. And so when we're trying to achieve our goals, when we're trying to put ourselves out there, when we're trying to go for them, and we're using these qualities that are so great within us, man, this determination, this force of nature within us, our passions, we start thinking that is defined by society, what other people think you are. See, and so many guys go out there and they say, man, I want to be an author, so my parents will like me, so people like me. I want to be a famous YouTube vlogger. I want to be a movie star. I want to be a musician. I want to be an actor. I want to hit the status points of life so that finally I can be me. And the sad part is we're never us. See, we're never us. We don't think that we can do it alone. We don't think that we have what it takes in order to get there. You know, there's something that we have in the free stuff link called the primal drive. And this is an amazing thing. And the primal drive actually moves into ultimately a 7-day challenge, which is a whole video course and all this sort of stuff. But the PDF, what it actually talks about is you. What is behind you? What is behind the man that is wanting to do these things? Where is that coming from? We don't want that. What we want is some pats on the back. What we want is a certain number in our bank account. What we want is a certain thing to brag about to people. And the thing is the worst thing that you can do is actually get that. The worst thing that you can do is actually get all the things that what your pain is telling you to achieve and assume that happiness is there. And see, here's the kicker part of it. Man, here's the worst part about it. And definitely check out our Changing Beliefs playlist. Man, check that out. This is really good stuff on rewiring your brain. There's no BS about it. There's no, smoke and mirrors stuff. It's actually how you work to better yourself. It has to do with a lot of my work with folks in addiction and myself in that sort of realm as well. But in rewiring your brain, in all of that. The reason why that's there is because so many guys get success, whether that's they get the money they think that's going to make them happy. They get the woman that they think is going to make them happy. They get the job, they get the status, they finally achieve the goal which they worked for all of their life for, or whatever it is. And man, they're still not happy. And so think about the pain that sets in within that. Maybe you're there. Because then the pain is like, man, I have everything. I've had every opportunity and I still screw it up. I still fail. I still feel empty. So I must be fundamentally flawed. I must be somebody who can't make it. I must be somebody that is beyond fixing and it just doesn't work for me. And what does a problem tell us? See, a problem, this is the fucked up thing in our world where we're so connected, where we have information. I mean, man, you don't like this video, you could watch another video that tells you how to do something or whatever, man. You could always stay entertained and occupied, but we can't connect. When we have a problem, it tells us to isolate. It tells us to keep it quiet. It tells us that we're different. It tells us that who we are is not like who they are. And even though they might be better, worse, less, or whatever, by whatever you can see from them, society standards, you think you're different. And you shut that up a little bit more. And so when you wear your face out in public and you shake someone's hand and you put yourself in front of somebody, if you have a relationship, if you're having sex with somebody, if you're making friends, if you're making business deals, man, that little sliver that you think is passable by society, that you think is passable and good enough to show other people, is all you're willing to show. And man, we're masters of being able to maintain this. It's really terrible, man. That's just, such a crappy thing about humanity. We were never evolved to be this way. We didn't have these situations until, man, just a glimpse in our evolution. Man, what we were born to be was much different. And when we can get to the function of that born to be, a lot of stuff starts changing. Definitely, if this is something that you want to find out more on about purpose, your value, your meaning, these different things that fuel you, get involved in a group, start a conversation, get involved somewhere, but interact with people because community is the key. And definitely, if you want to start there, check out that Primal Drive PDF and keep your eyes peeled for the different video courses that are attached to it. Man, it's something that we do over and over again to better our lives as men and to stop worrying about this. Man, if it really comes down to it, a guy who's been experienced in our courses for a long time, they don't think about purpose. They don't think about meaning. They don't think about how much drive they have. They do. They live. And see, a guy that doesn't wonder about that, there's only two reasons why. It either means he doesn't have any ambition, or it means his ambition is totally fulfilled. And we are the latter. So that's what we do here at the Daily Awesome, man. Check out our podcast. Definitely, if this is something you like, man, think about subscribing to us, man. It's a great thing. It's awesome how we interact with people. And if you want to actually partake on these calls, click that free stuff link. Click that free stuff link. Look at the wealth of stuff that we have for free for you. Join our groups and our communities. And if you want to step it up, there's different paid groups and communities that do it for you. But above all, if you just don't take away, if you don't get yourself involved in the free stuff link or the subscriptions or whatever, all that sort of like marketing hocus pocus, but man, we love what we do. Better yourself. Know that all the answers to live a better life are within you, and all the things that any gift of life is going to give you, it's only going to be an amplification of that true thing within you. So live that life, own that, take responsibility for it, because if you're wearing a mask, you're never going to get it. All right, Steve Mayeda signing off. You guys have a good night. We're getting back to the call. Later, guys.